Day continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. Quezon City authorities have started arresting quarantine violators as the city combats the rising COVID-19 cases in the city. JC Cosico is joining us live from Quezon City to tell us all about it. JC, could you tell us how many quarantine violators have been detained by the authorities and what were the violations recorded?
Charles, amid the surge in COVID-19 cases in Quezon City, thousands have been arrested for violating quarantine protocols. There are different agencies doing such: the Task Force Disciplina, the Quezon City Police District, and the QC, Department of Public Order and Safety. And violators are being issued tickets in which fines have to be paid by these violators depending on the degree of their violation. Charles.
Right, so what specific penalties have been imposed so far on violators, and could you describe for us what exactly happens after they're arrested?
Charles, they need to pay a certain fee for their violations after they were issued tickets. Now, after which they were brought to their barangay halls for them to be educated on COVID-19. Charles.
Right, so how many active cases of COVID-19 are we talking about in the city? And among these, how many have been recorded as the UK and the South African variant?
Charles, based on the latest data from the Quezon City Health Office, they have around 2,000 plus active COVID-19 cases. Quezon City Mayor Joy Belmonte earlier reported that they have 13 cases of the UK variant and 4 cases of the South African variant. Charles.
All right, we also understand that Mayor Joy Belmonte earlier announced that a certain Brazilian variant has been recorded in Quezon City. Is this the deadly Brazilian variant of concern?
Charles, the Health Department clarified that this is actually the Brazilian lineage of the virus and not the Brazilian variant of concern. Authorities are still confirming this. Charles.
All right, that is some good news. But then could you tell us whether Quezon City hospitals are doing okay despite the surge in cases?
Charles, Mayor Belmonte also reported in her press briefing earlier that there are several hospitals, locally run hospitals in Quezon City that are now in full capacity, particularly their COVID-19 wards. That includes the Quezon City General Hospital at 106.25% and the Rosario Maclang Bautista, which the occupancy rate for COVID-19 patients is now at 52.78%, and also the Novaliches District Hospital, which is currently at full capacity. Charles.
Right, JC, let's talk about these areas that are under special concern lockdown. What additional measures will the LGU impose?
Charles, well, what Mayor Joy Belmonte is saying is that should they monitor clusters of cases in different areas, they will not hesitate to put these areas under special concern lockdown. And what they assured is that food packs are being distributed in these areas. Charles.
Right, is the Quezon City LGU thinking about reducing seating capacity in establishments and in churches? And more importantly, are they thinking about imposing citywide lockdown?
Charles, Mayor Belmonte said that they are also mulling to put restrictions in churches, in malls. They are coordinating with different agencies regarding this amid the rising number of COVID-19 infections. And what Mayor also told us, the media earlier, is that they can't afford a citywide lockdown, but what they are doing instead now is they are tightening restrictions. Charles.
Thanks for that, JC. That was JC Cosico reporting live from Quezon City. Aside from QC, several other areas in Metro Manila have started implementing stricter measures to help curb the spread of COVID-19. In the city of Manila, 2 barangays have been placed under a 4-day lockdown. These are barangays 351 and 725, beginning on midnight of March 11 to 11:59 p.m. of March 14. 2 hotels in Barangay 699 will also be placed under lockdown. These are the Malate Bayview Mansion and the Hop Inn Hotel. Caloocan City is reimposing the use of color-coded quarantine passes for residents who leave their homes. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, only residents with orange quarantine passes are allowed to go out, while residents with green passes can leave their homes on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Caloocan has also implemented a 4 p.m. to 10 a.m. curfew. And the city of San Juan has extended its curfew hours. The new schedule is now from 10 p.m. until 5 a.m. and only health workers, security personnel, and government or private employees with IDs will be exempted from the curfew. The PNP insists that their no PDA rule isn't new. PNP spokesperson Brandy Osana explained that the rule is based on the directive of imposing physical distancing rules, especially in crowded places. Osana adds that couples, other family members, and close friends should remain cautious, since infections can happen to anyone, anywhere. The official also believes that the proper observance of minimum health and safety protocols during this time is also a good way to showcase affection for your loved ones. The pharmaceutical sector is demanding for the public release of published and peer-reviewed scientific data on COVID-19 vaccines. On One News's agenda, Pharmaceutical and Healthcare Association President Dr. Beaver Tamesis said there should be credible data on the rollout of vaccines from the initial trial. PHAP has said that the FDA has all of the data, but what they share to the public is only limited. And for Tamesis, press releases are not enough. He says the FDA must share more information with the public, especially if the sector's already receiving these shots.
The absence of data, the absence of proof doesn't mean it doesn't work.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not shared. Hindi lang na-share.
Mm.
Right? So some people have chosen to take that leap of faith and say, sige, bahala na si Batman and go for it. I'm not saying that walang efficacy yung mga yan. In all likelihood, meron. Just prove it, for gosh sake.
BioNTech's CEO Ugur Shaheen says the company is looking into partnerships to help produce the COVID-19 in higher quantities. The biotech firm is seeing potential to supply 3 billion COVID-19 shots by next year. Shaheen discusses more with Bloomberg's Matt Miller.
In principle, this could be possible, so we are evaluating that. But it also depends on the order book. Yeah. So the question is now with a number of additional vaccine companies coming into the market. Our key question is how much doses are required, yeah, and where is the need to deliver, and this is something that we are evaluating at the moment.
What about the possibility of forging new partnerships? I mean, I know you've already worked with a bunch of other smart companies. Do you think, are you in talks with others to produce the vaccine in higher quantities and in more places?
Yeah, we are. We have still some undisclosed negotiations ongoing, but we have managed to establish a network with 13 partners, yeah, partners producing for us raw materials like lipids, yeah, and partners who are helping us in producing drug product, and partners in helping us also for fill and finish, like Sanofi, Baxter, or Novartis. So this is a network, a production network, and of course this production network includes the BioNTech production sites, including the Marburg site, which will come in now in April, and as well as the production sites of Pfizer, and in Europe it's Tours. Yeah.
Are you confident that you're going to be able to produce enough vaccines this year and next year with all of your partners to vaccinate everyone in the world? Does that look like an attainable goal to you, at least in terms of quantity, by, say, the end of 2022?
That must be the goal of all vaccine suppliers. So we need to ensure that everyone who needs a vaccine receives and wants a vaccine receives a vaccine.
The Samahang Industriya ng Agrikultura is urging the government to reconsider lowering tariffs for imported meat. In an interview with Cito Beltran on One News's Agenda, SINAG President Rosendo So says there's no need to lower tariffs since importers are still earning amid current tariff rates. So added that importers may also get their supply from countries with cheaper rates should they wish to maximize profits, and the group is planning to seek the assistance of Senator Cynthia Villar to raise their concerns to President Duterte. For now, SINAG believes that declaring a state of calamity and strengthening border control are better solutions to address the ASF outbreak and its impacts on the country.
Kung ito is magawing state of calamities, at least yung pondo sa tingin ko hindi na mapuputol to prevent yung ASF no doon sa ground. Pero mas importante sana yung borders control natin from other countries. Dapat yun ang bantayan kasi yung mga dumadating up to now hindi pa rin chin-check Ibig sabihin walang testing no. So maski nagte-test tayo dito sa local, dito sa mga field ng buhay na baboy or anything, pero yung imported na dumadating, we are not testing it. Yun ang malaking problema natin.
Moving on to stories from around the world, Prince Charles has finally made his first public appearance since Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's interview with Oprah Winfrey. After visiting the vaccination center in London, the British heir to the throne was asked to comment on the interview. However, the prince only stopped and walked away. In contrast, Meghan's father, Thomas Markle, openly revealed his thoughts on the interview in a guesting on a British channel, and Markle said he has great respect for the royals and insisted that they're not racist at all.
The thing about what color will the baby be or how dark will the baby be, I'm guessing and hoping it's just a dumb question from somebody. You know, it could just be that simple. It could be somebody asked a stupid question rather than being a total racist.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join Sean Yao later at 2 p.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.